G'day everyone, welcome to this week's Life on the Hulls. And well, not so much on the hulls right now, I'm in the factory. I've been spending a lot of time in here doing prep work. I'll do 2 or 3 days in the factory, 2 or 3 days down on the boat, and that gets a lot of stuff done that I simply couldn't get done before we launched. Things like the doors, the roof linings, and there's a lot of other stuff that's going on at the moment. Just this week, I've been tearing down the roof section above me. As you can see, I can see the ceiling above me. This was the second story we had in our factory, and that's going to be transferred down to my home. So we're basically building a large outdoor deck area on our house so that when we go cruising, we can rent the house out. And there's lots of things. It's funny how you finish your house just as you move out of the bugger. But anyway, that's the way it goes. And we've just had a really nice run in the boat yesterday. It's going so well. Lots to come, and let's get into it. Righto, so the process, which I think I've explained before, is to take the Velcro, the hook version, remove it, and put it in exactly the same place as the female version, or the what I call the loop version. And essentially what happens is then I stick that up there with the self-adhesive and then just drive one 316 self-tapping screw very short, because there's only 12mm thick, the deck here, and I don't want to break through into my gel coat. That would be very unfortunate. So I've used super short ones, and obviously these are stapled on, so we're hopefully trying to avoid them collapsing and heat taking over with this adhesive, the adhesive letting go and the whole thing coming down. So I'm probably going to need more Velcro. I think this one's pretty good. I've actually beefed it up compared to the ones we put in the saloon. So much so that this one here is holding up perfectly. I've done this one in 2 pieces because it's quite a curve. I didn't on the other side, so I'm hoping it will curve. It's pretty flexible, but they look fantastic. They have really changed the look of the boat, and I've just got a bit of cleaning up to do down the side there where I've got that raptor texture, and this room's going to need a little bit of work in here, some rolled texture and some finishing, but I can always remove the roof liner because it's Velcro. I can take it out, do whatever I need to do and put it back in quite simply. So I've got my drill here, got the screws, box of 316, everything's 316 on the boat. There is no 304 on this boat. I've decided it's not worth the risk, and you know, the cost has been quite considerable. Okay, down in the port side cabin, I've just prepared this roof liner. This one here, because it's so thin here around the hatches, I've had to actually epoxy a piece of extra plywood just on there just to get it strong, because it actually cracked yesterday. I've just screwed all the Velcro up to the ceiling here, and that should be more than enough. I've actually beefed it up yet again, and then this one here, I've actually come up with a bit of a problem here. I need to finish the texturing around here to make that all disappear, and it's not quite bending as I would like, so I might need some more Velcro in there. But yeah, that's actually looking really nice, that little panel there. The little panels are the ones that are probably the more difficult ones. The long ones are easy, just stick them up and they're done. In hindsight, I probably should have waited for Janet to come and help me put them in. Touch too long. I'll soon see. Alright, this morning I was doing the starboard side stern cabin, and I broke the bloody plywood liner right here, and I've just glued it, laid it in the sun for a couple of hours, and man, that epoxy's gone off, so that's nice and solid now. The other side hasn't quite, so I'm just going to sit that in the sun for about 10 more minutes, and it's already glued. I mean, it's not, oh, it is actually still moving, so I'll leave that to heat up and force cure it, and then I'll be able to install this side. Janet's off getting her hair done today, and I'm pretty impressed with my progress on my own. I would have preferred her to be here to help me, but got the first panel in, and get this one in a moment once this all sets up. Might go and have a swim, because it's like hitting 30 degrees, and the great thing is when I get a bit hot, go and have a swim. It's fantastic. Another factory day. Love factory days. I used to hate coming to work because I'd come up and just spend all day in the boat and not actually get anything done in the factory, and it's nice. I have a day on the boat, and then I'll generally catch up with the preparation day the next day in the factory, and I'm really starting to enjoy my time in the factory again because I'm starting to get stuff organised and getting rid of waste. I'm starting to clean up a little bit, even though it wouldn't look like it to you guys, but it does a lot to me. I've got a kayak on repair over there, so few things going on. But what's more important is that I need to make some hatch rims, dress rims for our internal hatches, and these two are for the stern cabins, which we don't have a rim for. I actually bought 2 roller blind and insect blinds for the forward 2 main cabins, the larger cabins, but the 2 stern cabins I never actually bought anything. I thought, oh, I'll just see how it looks once we put the liner in, and now we put the liner in, it's actually highlighted the fact that there's actually a gap between the foam and the actual liner, so I need to make something to fit that. Now Janet made about 6 of these rims on the mould that we have for our smaller hatches, and these were a 310 by 310. Now these are a 450 square hatch, so what I've got to do is expand these out. I don't have a mould for these, but it's simple enough to do. You basically get it positioned. I've squared them all up, have it all square, lay some glass, basically get it together, and then we can spend some time fairing it and getting it back together, and then that is a fair amount of work. Or I will just smash these out to get the blue ABS plastic that I used to back it, and if I feel that actually feels dead smooth, so it's going to be very, very easy to fair and get level with some gel coat. The problem with making it like this is you're actually raising this level to this level, so you're going to have to go down or build up and fair back in. I'm more likely to come back to here with the gel coat. I'm starting to think about running the lines from the mast back to the helm station, and what I want to try to avoid is having too much rubbing on the gel coat. Obviously that creates friction, it creates wear and tear, it's not good for the line. So what I'm intending to do is put in some, I guess you'd call spacers or lifting straights or something to that effect, that sort of look like these things. And I went and bought one the other day from one of our local chandleries, and like 40 bucks each. I went, holy Jesus, I can make that. So what I've actually done is I've cut a rail of 25mm 316 mirror polished stainless in half, and my intention is to replicate that. All I have to do is basically taper the end, bend it down, put 3 holes in it, countersunk obviously, or at least 1 in each end, for the lines to run over the top, and obviously that's going to keep its distance off the gel coat for the most part, but also lead it to the deck organisers as it goes forward. So yeah, 40 odd bucks for that. I don't know, 2 or 3 bucks for that, who knows. I'll give it a go. I'll give anything a go to save 200 bucks. All right, that was pretty successful. I just basically cut the tube in half, ground off the end, and I've essentially replicated what I was going to buy. So these will be fine. They're the perfect width for our rollers, about 300 long. And what I'll do is I've just got to bend the tips down, which is not going to be that easy, and just put a screw in each end so it doesn't catch on the lines, and job done. All right, quick bend in the vise, and I think I've done it. In fact, I've just made 4 of them. I'll probably end up making a few more of these because I'm going to need them all over the boat. I've now just got to drill a hole in each end, countersink that hole because I don't want any chance of anything catching on a countersunk hole, and they'll just be screwed straight into a cord epoxy hole. It's never going to cop any load, but it's just basically for the lines just to travel over and skim to keep them off the gel coat, and obviously we don't want water laying around this area as well. But yeah, they were half an hour's work, and I've made 150 bucks worth, $160 worth pretty quickly. And once again, not having to go and buy stuff is nice, just to use what scraps laying around, and then I can give them a polish up and install them. Darren dropped in to see me the other day and mentioned that he got some new windows for his forward main or saloon windows, and the problem with the boats like his and mine is that the extreme shape of them can make them quite hot. So we're actually trying to get ventilation through the boat, and we've noticed that since we put it on, we always knew it was going to be an issue, unlike all the newer boats that have vertical saloon windows. So he said he picked up some Lumar port windows cheap, and I didn't believe him because they're like 650 to 700 US, or around 650 pound to buy these. And I've actually got a trade account with the company that imports Lumar, and still I couldn't even get close to how we got these. We actually ordered these on eBay, got them in from the States, and I don't know how they did it, but 98 US each. Unbelievable. So we bought, well, I thought I'd try two. Janet and I actually tried them on our main windows, and we're going to be able to open those up from the inside. We've got to be a bit careful where we position them, because if you're sitting at the saloon table, you could get hit in the window. So I might actually put them off to the side. And then Janet said, I wouldn't mind one of those over the galley, because the galley window is right above our induction cooker, and we're going to put a fan on to blow cooking exhaust out through the main saloon window, whereas if we had a window just above it, we could actually just open it up and all the steam would just evacuate straight away. So yep, that's what we did. We bought three. I got three of them, which is actually less than the price of one, so go figure. I mean, these are just absolutely beautiful, and they're black, so you won't really notice them that much in my big saloon windows, because my windows are black. It's basically 98 US each. I think it cost me, I think I paid about 100 US for postage, but they came in 5 days. I mean, I can't even get stuff from Sydney 3 hours north in 5 days. It's just insane how good the air freighting is at the moment. Go back 4 years in COVID, you couldn't get a bloody thing to save your life. It was as scarce as rocking horse shit getting anything to do with boats for a while. But yeah, lots going on today. I've got the new port lights, got the new hatch rims for the stern cabin. I've got to make bigger ones than that for the main cabins, and I've got my 4 line strakes, I'm going to call them, deck organiser spacers, and I'm going to drill some holes in them and get them ready to go. Back in the factory today, and working on the doors, the internal doors for all of our cabins. I've got about 8 of them to do, and I'm using a plywood backed hollow core door, which is actually I picked up from a yacht manufacturer here in Nara, down the road from where we live here. And this is it, main cabin door here, and one of the head doors. So pretty much it's a cardboard core, which I'll stove in and infill with some sort of hardwood, probably Meranti or Queensland maple or something. I don't want to spend too much money on this, but it's basically so I can carry the door hinges and the furniture on the doors. But I'll get these cut up. I've already done the first 4, and I'll work on these ones now. These plywood blanks have actually got some repairs being made to them here, and I'm trying to avoid that epoxy bloody putty that they've put in there, so I'm trying to pick the best out of a lot of them. I've still got about 20 sheets left, so I've got plenty of material to work with. But yeah, it's got some nice grains in it, and I'm sort of hoping that they'll really come out nicely once they're all finished with some lacquer, and we'll see how they turn out. Okay, these are the last 3 doors. I've actually prepared 3 over here with a nice Tasmanian oak edge, and they're not glued in yet, so I've just been coring them, preparing them, and essentially this will be glued in, and that will sort of give the whole thing rigidity, and also be able to mount hinges and door furniture. I still need to think about how I'm going to do the locks, but I'll worry about that a little bit later on. And I've got the last 3 here ready to take down to the boat. What I do is I basically cut them out to the rough measurements, take them down, fine tune the measurements, bring them back, sand the core out of the edges, and then bring them back here and start working on them. So it's a bit of a process working back and forth from the boat, but really as long as I'm organised, it doesn't take that much longer. It's a little bit of extra effort, but the boat's on the water, so that's the main thing. I'll wrap these up, take them down to the boat tomorrow, and we'll get them started. Righto, so we're here on the initial test fit of the doors. This is my second go round, and this particular set of doors that I brought down today is for the starboard side. But what I'm finding is this cardboard needs to be trimmed right down to level to make sure I can get a good fit, and then I'll do an extra trim, take them back, populate the hollow with the Tasmanian oak edge, bring them back down, check them again, then take them back to the factory, trim them down, finish them, and then bring them back again. So there's a bit of a process here, and this is the consequence of having the boat on the water, but it's pretty good, isn't it?
It could be a lot worse.
Yeah, this is pretty good. Here's the door. Let's see if Jimmy's measurements are right. Oh, you got that one pretty right.
Perfect. How cool is that?
No bunker on this boat.
Oh no, the water is absolutely stunning today. Actually, look through that window. Can you see? Absolutely stunning. Gosh, we're lucky. Look at that. So you're going to come out?
This one will open this way.
Yeah.
And then we've got the
It'll
dunny
have
door.
to be shorter than that, won't it? Because of the floors.
Yeah, I'll have to. Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. Yeah, I'll cut a bit off. And then we've got the dunny door.
The toilet door, that is.
And that one opens this way. So you can't get trapped. So if you're in there and you have a problem.
So there's a washing machine going up the back there. So if we're in rough season, that washing machine falls out.
That's not going to fall out.
Well, if it falls out, then we can still get in there to put it back in.
Or if I fall over in there or someone gets stuck in there.
Yeah.
The washing machine will be bolted to the bulkhead. It's not going to come off. More worried about someone falling in the bathroom.
Yeah.
We have got an issue with the other head. We'll probably put a bifold in it, so it's only a door this wide, so that we've got plenty of room. Oh, I think that's the best way to go, because I don't want it opening in the hallway, because unfortunately we haven't got a lot of room. But yeah, these are pretty good, don't they?
So we're going to have to agree to disagree.
I am going to have to raise that a bit. Oh, actually not much. Take 5 mil off the bottom of that. No, I don't want any.
Well, and you've got the flooring to go down too, so.
Yeah, I'll raise. I never thought about raising. This is the only one I have to. Oh, the other one has to as well. The other two I have to raise up 5 mil. Oh, already done then.
Good job, Molly, yeah?
Bloody oath. Good job, the quality control inspector is on board. Right, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
Let's have a swim. Not much work going on, let's go have a swim.